Let's start with a new chapter called thermo materials and devices. Like basically we have thermo, which is the most important and most commonly asked. Like I will show you. Hold on. It is a repeated questions. You can see there. Explain the construction of working of thermocouple and mention the advantages, discuss Seebeck effect and territorial effect and some sort of problems which is there, and describe the construction and working of thermo generator TEG, discuss the various thermo EMF temperature and hence derive the relationship between inversion and natural temperature, describe the explains of Fermi energy of a copper. Let's go. Thermo and thermocurrent. It would be asked. Just thermo EMF is a electric potential difference generator between 2 points in a circuit made up of two dissimilar metals that different temperature due to Seebeck effect. I will just read once again. Thermo EMF is a electric potential difference generator between 2 points, and current made up of two dissimilar metals are at a different temperature due to Seebeck effect. Electric potential difference of generator between 2 point circuit made up of two different materials with at a different temperature due to the Seebeck effect. Okay, like two dissimilar metals are joined at the ends of form of two junction. If these two junctions are maintained at two different temperature, the current found to flow close current here EMF. Just read once. I hope you guys can understand. And we have Seebeck effect. What is Seebeck effect? It is the most repeated and most asked question. Seebeck effect: the production of electromotive force EMF, hence current, by maintaining the junction of two dissimilar metals at a different temperature is called a Seebeck effect. The production of electromotive force, hence the current, maintains the junction of two dissimilar metals at different temperature. It is same as thermo EMF and thermocurrent. The definitions are bit similar. I hope you guys can. Let's just practice about this. We can't even remember this 1821 Thomas Johnson Seebeck. You can John Seebeck. You can remember. You can read this. Discover the thermo EMF causes the continuous constituent. Like make points in the book. Okay. Now we have this diagram, a small circuit diagram we have to draw. The thermoelectric EMF will exist and the current will flow along with the two junction known as the hot junction and cold junction at a different temperature. The Seebeck effect is conversion of temperature. The Seebeck effect is basically of converting the temperatures with two different dissimilar metals. It is basically based on the materials. Okay, you can write this. You should write professional point. V is equal to alpha T2 minus T1, where alpha is alpha A minus alpha B. A Seebeck effect is absorbed not only metals but semiconductors also. You can write this also. It is not only absorbed in materials, semiconductor also. It is necessary junction phenomenon, but arises the single condition. Also the thermo generator caused as condition electric hot side and cold side electron magnification. Cold side leaves behind their opposite side, thus give rises to thermoelectric voltage. What is Seebeck coefficient? Seebeck coefficient of two thermo power materials measured the magnitude and induction thermo voltage is response a temperature difference across the materials. It is defined as a open circuit voltage produced between two hold on. Seebeck coefficient is a thermo Power of material measured the magnitude of an induced thermovoltage response of a temperature difference across the materials. It is defined as the open circuit voltage produced between two points on a conducting where uniform temperature define 1K existence between these points. The temperature difference T between two ends of a material small than thermo. Power of Seebeck effect coefficient of a materials may be alpha A delta V divided by delta T. This can also express in terms of electric field E. And we where we come for Pelletel effect, it is also most asked questions. You just make the points. Pelletel effect, uh, this uh, this is very easiest way. I just segregated the things and just brought to it. In 1834, Pelletel effect is 1834, whereas Seebeck effect is 1821. 34. Okay, Pelletel discovered that when electric current passes through a circuit consists of two dissimilar metals, heat is evolved. Where heat is evolved, and in Pelletel effect, uh, current maintaining junction. Pelletel, it is the inverse of Seebeck effect. It is inverse of Seebeck effect. Heat absorbs or generate at a here heat generate and absorbs, whereas in Pelletel effect generates and heats. Absorbs or generate or junction depends on the direction of the current flow. Heat generated by current flow of one that was absorbed in current was reversed. As an example, consists of circuit shown in figure. Under the condition observed in diagram, right hand junction, it is heated, shown electric energy being transformed to heat energy. Meanwhile, heat energy is transformed into electrical energy. At left junction, third cause to be cold. When the current is reversed, heat is absorbed with a right junction produced at a one left one. Okay, hold on. A pelletorial defined as the amount of heat energy absorbed or evolved at a junction. Two dissimilar metals when amperes of current flow through 1 second. It depends on pi expression and voltage, the proper dependency of both materials and junction. Thermo EFF with temperature. I think it won't be asked. Thermo EMF. TG. Okay. Law of homogeneous circuit. Inti metals. Law of it won't be asked like this. Okay. I will just discuss only important things. Express thermo EMF terms of T1 and T2. It won't be asked. Okay, hold on. Thermocouple. Okay, it will be asked. You have to write this. Thermocouple. A thermocouple is a transducer that converts thermal energy into electrical energy. Thermo means which converts electrical energy to thermal energy, converts thermal energy to electrical energy. Remember these things. Thermal couple means a thermo transducer converts thermal energy into electrical energy. In construction of joining of wiring made dissimilar metals from junction, wherever it comes with two different dissimilar metals, you have to, when the temperature of junction changes, a temperature also changes in thermo. If the words comes thermo, that write those things. Principles. The concept of thermocouple is based on Seebeck effect, which is a state of dissimilar metals at joint point. They generate small measurable voltage temperature at a point connection. Changing the amount of voltage depends on the amount of temperature change in character. Okay, construction. You can just see the video in 1.05x something so that you can make notes. Construction: thermocouple is constructed by two different materials. Here also two different materials that exist from of wire. The two ends join by twisting or two wire welding them together. The figure shown in the thermocouple forms this figure. The two dissimilar metals, iron and constants, a protective sealing provides around a junction. A protection extends leads to generally a diameter wire range of 1.5 to 3 mm is used based on the material and diameter. This you can't even remember. Okay, hold on. Working, it is you have to write this. Just you can just hot junction, iron wire, construction wire, cold junction, voltmeter. Okay. Working: in a thermocouple transducer, out of two junction, one junction is referred as hot junction, or you can see here, one junction is hot junction, one junction is cold junction. You can just mention these things what are there. Temperature to measure another junction refers to cold junction, or refer junction maintained as a constant refer of temperature. You don't need to write exact words what are there. You can just elaborate and things write professionally. When there exists a temperature difference between hot and cold junction, an EMF will be set up free ends due to temperature. Hold on, I didn't understand. When there existing temperature difference between hot and cold junction, an EMF will be set up to free ends due to temperature gradient, and it measures as millivoltmeter. Okay, millivoltmeter. The amount of induction of EMF depends upon the difference in temperature between two junction and materials used built as thermocouple. A temperature is determined by calibrating a multi-voltage since the cold junction at 0 degree, including EMF by the voltmeter is a function of temperature of hot junction. It is essential to keep reference junction at 0 degree. Avoid errors due to change of room temperature. Advantages, you can see thermocouple. It is a active transducer. Operates without an external power source. Measurement of wide range of temperature from 200 degrees Celsius to 800. The response time is fast, which can measure fast changing temperature. The response time is fast, which measure fast changing temperature. Response changes. Oh, the cost of thermocouple is low compared to thermistor. What is that? Able to measure temperature at a desired point. Disadvantage: the output of the voltage produced is low. Stay magnetic field can induce error. Output voltage accuracy is very low. Thermopile, okay, this will be also very important. Where you would get 90% thermocouple and thermopile is 80% around. A thermopile is an electric device converts thermal energy into electrical energy. Same. The thermocouple also changes from thermal energy to electrical energy. Here also thermal energy. It is a component. Several thermocouples connect, usually in series, less commonly in parallel. Okay, you can make the difference. Okay. Principle. Principle of thermoelectric effect: generator voltage when dissimilar metals are exposed to temperature difference. Seebeck effect, that is Seebeck effect. Okay. Construction. The structure of thermopile is shown in figure. I'll show on the figure. Hold on. This is the figure of thermopile figure. Okay, a structure of a thermopile is shown in a figure. The output of the voltage signal of thermo cell is extremely small, so the number of the cell is connected in a series parallel get a larger signals output. Arranged in a thermocouple stack is called as thermopile. Two thermocouple pair is series, so that increases the thermocouple, which includes thermocouple junction. Otherwise the various thermocouple. What the fuck, bro? I am not even understanding. It's going out of my head, yeah. These thermocouples are arranged through the cold and hot areas of the I am just sorry explaining working. Thermocouples are arranged in cold and hot area arrangement where the hot junction is isolated thermally from the cold junction. In reply, temperature vary across the materials. The output of the voltage of thermopile is Seebeck effect. Whatever, see, you can see just thermocouple also Seebeck effect. Thermopile is also a Seebeck effect. It is a part of Seebeck effect. Advantages is does not need extra power supply, external power supply. It gives stable response, reduce which going to thermo measurement bodies. It is stable response characteristic. Thermopile is a non-contact temperature a device IR radiation. These are available in small in size. The static is not used. One should store within the conductive materials to deform when the static discharge is static field. This can damage due to stress and reveals the purity of supply. This should not directly exposed to moist or sunlight, because this may harm will corrosion on the device performance. Okay, as of this said, these should not be directly exposed to moist because it can be corroded. This device should not be operated with a dirty or only finger, because dust will affect the device and perform for a superior performance. We need clean and cotton, sabun or alcohol. Thermoelectric generator, it is the very important 95%. Hold on, I will explain. To continue, thermocouple generator, TEG, thermoelectric electric is a name which combination of words of electric thermo, so the name significantly thermo corresponds to heat energy to electricity corresponding to the energy, and thermoelectric generator are devices that are implicit to conversion of a temperature different, that is generation between the two section into a electric form of energy. This is a basic thermoelectric generator definition. This device is a development on the thermoelectric effect, which involves perfect that happens between heat flow and electricity through a solid components. The Seebeck effect form of base power generation. Thermoelectric generator converts heat energy to electric energy when a temperature gradient is created across the thermoelectric device. A DC voltage develops across thermal when a load is properly connected to electric current flows. Typically apply for a technology includes providing power to remote telecommunication, navigation and petroleum installation. This is a small diagram of the thermoelectric couple, I mean like thermo TEG, thermoelectric generator. We have to draw P type, this is N type, and heat input, hot junction, cold junction, heat rejection, electric power output. Construction, how it is constructed. The simple construction. The simple thermoelectric generator consists of thermocouple and compress of p-type and n-type thermo elements connected to the electric in series thermally in parallel. P-type and N-type semiconductors are interconnected through the metal load is connected to Phi and P and N-type semiconductor to design such a thermoelectric generator. Semiconductors are used which have high electric conductivity and low thermal conductivity. Working: heat is pumped into one side of its couple, where heat is pumped for one side and rejected opposite side, where the rejected heat would just exited. The electrons present in hot end would get high energy levels as compared to electron present in cold end side. This means the hot electrons will tend to move towards cold end due to temperature gradient. When temperature gradient is produced between the two ends, the electron starts flowing from one end to another end, create a potential difference. An electric current produced proportional to the temperature gradient between hot and cold junction of a gradient number. Materials seduce semiconductor based on dismute tail lead, telluride and silicon germanium alloy from found of the best. Thermoelectric generator applications: for enhancing the fuel performance of a car, the TEG device is mostly employed. This generator makes usually heat that generated at a time of vehicle operations. Seebeck effect. A Seebeck power generator is utilized to provide power for a spacecraft. Thermoelectric generator to implicit provide power from the remote station, such as wealthy system, relay network, and other. Thermoelectric cooler, TEG, TC. I mean. For this you have to write only professional words. You can't just go and do blah 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 things according to the video. The people used to penetrate pelletal effect when the electric now you see that TC is based on pelletar effect. When the electric current pass through current consists two dissimilar metals, heat is evolved. One junction is absorbed and other is junction and other at the other junction. Construction: a thermoelectric cooling is arranged in a figure. It consists of it consists of a thermoelectric mode, a heat sink, the be cold, a typical a thermoelectric mode consists of array and dismutyl silicon pelleter have been doped so that one type changes carry positive or negative carry majority current. This pair P-type and N-type confuses so that they connect electrically in series but terminally in parallel. A malletized credit subjects provides the platform. Pellet small conductivity tab is connected, then the certain materials both side. Thermoelectric adds rigidity and necessary electric insulation. The pelletial tab is substituted, thus the lead confusion. It's so complicated. Working of DC voltage is applied to a module. This is the diagram of this the TC, thermoelectric cooler. Object being cooled: a sustainable N-type, a conductivity, a P-type polluter carrier, heat sink. Okay. Working. This is the working when the DC voltage is applied. This device cannot only pump a parallel amount heat, but their series of electrical connections and sustains are used. DC thermoelectric device now the use of 254 alternative P-type N-type pelletal can run from 12 to 16 volt DC supply, draw only 4 to 5 amps. A mean of mechanical holds everything together. The month of conductivity tab and ceramic substituents. The outer face of the ceramics are then used to thermal interference between pelleter device outside the world ceramic metals. Ceramic metals, okay, hold on. Thermoelectric materials classification. The thermoelectric materials can be divided into the following three categories according to their options temperature. They are low, mid and high temperature thermomaterials. Low temperature thermomaterials, it won't be asked exhausts of automobiles, it will ask, but you have to study enough. And we have refrigerator at the end. We have space program, a radio thermoelectric generator. You just once you glance the end of the chapter called thermomaterials and devices.